Arrival above Earth. The sky over Earth shimmered, not with clouds or sunlight, but with something colossal blotting out the stars. It was not a meteor, nor a satellite. It was a ship, a city-sized behemoth of obsidian, plating, and plasma coils, flanked by spire-shaped escorts like knives angled at the planet. Across the world, power grids flickered as satellites scrambled to refocus. News anchors stammered, scientists gawked, and social media exploded before any official statement could form. One thing was certain, this wasn't human. Then came the voice. It echoed across every screen, every radio wave, every device, smooth, artificial, and dripping with authority. Attention, inhabitants of Earth. You stand before the eternal galactic empire. Your planet is now a protectorate. Submit your leaders. Offer tribute. Resistance will result in annihilation. Silence. Then chaos. At the United Nations Emergency Response Command in Geneva, world leaders, military heads, and a few coffee-fueled analysts stared at the live satellite feed. The ship, the Imperial Envoy, according to intercepted identifiers, hovered serenely over the Pacific, radiating power and menace. President Okafor of Nigeria broke the silence first. Well, that's not subtle. Laughter, nervous but genuine, rippled through the chamber. "Do we have any idea what kind of firepower we're dealing with?" asked General Alvarez of the Global Defense Network. "Enough to glass continents," said Dr. Lee, Director of Orbital Intelligence. "But they haven't fired. They're waiting for surrender," murmured Prime Minister Sato of Japan. "They assume we'll break." Secretary General Tanaka stood. "Then let's respond. Not with fear, with clarity." Within the hour, Earth sent its answer. It was not a speech, not a treaty. It was a video. To the Empire's command ship, the feed opened with a montage. Skydivers in wingsuits weaving through canyon walls, demolition derbies lit with flamethrowers, astronauts playing zero-G soccer, a man riding a rocket-powered shopping cart into a lake. Then wars. Resilience. A child pulling a soldier from rubble. Humans dragging each other through fire and frost. Then laughter. A flash of Earth's humor. Slapstick, sarcasm, joy and madness. The video cut to a close-up of a grizzled woman in a space helmet. "We're humanity. We don't scare easy, but we do laugh loud." The screen went dark. Then one line of text blinked. "Proceed at your own risk." On the bridge of the Imperial Envoy, High Executive Valzith narrowed his eyes. 6 of them. Are they mocking us? His adjutant, a young Zarnathi communications officer, glanced at the analytics. "Sir, our message went viral. They've made memes of you already. You're trending." Valzith growled. "Primitive defiance. Prepare a diplomatic dissent. They will kneel, or they will burn." Down on Earth, watching the memes spread like wildfire, President Okafor sipped her coffee and muttered, "Let's see how well they handle first contact with the internet." The ambassador and the meme war. The Imperial ambassador descended in a towering obsidian shuttle that blotted out the skyline over New York City. It landed directly on a UN plaza with no permission, no clearance, and all the grace of an entitled conqueror. Crowds gathered behind security cordons. Cameras rolled. The shuttle hissed open. Out stepped a tall, six-eyed being draped in gold-threaded robes. His skin shimmered like black glass, and a translator drone hovered above him. He didn't look at the humans. He looked down on them. The ambassador walked into the UN Assembly Hall as if it were his throne room. "I am Zeltorin of the First Imperial House," he boomed, his voice translated but still oozing contempt. "Your world has been spared destruction. Rejoice. You are now subjects of the Galactic Empire. Your cultures will be archived, your species cataloged. Your leaders are expected to present tribute within one solar cycle." Murmurs swept the room. President Okafor's lips curled into a faint, practiced smile. She leaned toward her mic. "Ambassador Zeltorin," she said calmly, "have you met a human before?" Zeltorin tilted his head. "You are hairless primates. Your presence is irrelevant. Your submission is assumed." That was all it took. Within minutes, a live stream of the speech hit EarthNet. Within hours, Zeltorin was internet famous. Not the good kind. One clip in particular went viral, Zeltorin sneering as he declared Earth's submission. It was immediately dubbed over with quotes like, "I identify as a galactic overlord," and "I demand snacks and loyalty." Memes flooded every platform. Twitter exploded with hashtags. Hashtag Space Karen. Hashtag Six Eyes No Clue. Hashtag Bow to This. A viral TikTok showed a human girl cosplaying Zeltorin, holding a plunger like a scepter and demanding her cat pay tribute. The Empire's crest was redrawn to feature a rubber duck. Millions laughed. Billions watched. Zeltorin didn't. He fumed in his temporary quarters, surrounded by confused aides. "They are mocking the Empire," he bellowed. "Is this some primitive deflection tactic?" "No, Ambassador," one aide whispered, watching the trending tags. "They're just like this. Humans didn't take fear the way most species did. They turned it into jokes, art, and noise. They ridiculed what frightened them until it became powerless. And now they were doing it to him." Humiliated, Zeltorin demanded a demonstration of superiority. He contacted the flagship in orbit. "Target uninhabited zones," he ordered. "Let them see what we are." From the void above, two shimmering lances of energy tore down into the Arctic tundra and an abandoned desert outpost. The world watched, but they didn't cower. Instead, Earth's planetary defense network came online. In a synchronized operation, hypersonic missiles shot from ground-based silos and orbital launchers. They intercepted a third Imperial blast mid-atmosphere, turning it into a dazzling firework display over the Pacific. The response? A meme of the blast with the caption, "Try again, space boy." That night, the Empire received another transmission. A human stand-up comic grinned into the camera, microphone in hand. "So, the aliens said they were gods. We laughed. Now they're throwing tantrums. This isn't an invasion. It's a bad date. We've been busy, Empire." The Imperial Council, aboard the Envoy of Dominion, was losing patience. Executor Valzeth stood in the Dreadnought's command spire, 6 hands folded behind his armored back, glaring at the glowing projections before him. Images of dancing humans, distorted caricatures of Zeltorin, and reaction clips of Earthlings pretending to bow, only to flip the middle finger, filled the screen. "This is not war," he snarled. "This is insult." Admiral Carrick approached, hesitating before speaking. "Executor, our analysts are confused. Earth's behavior does not match the fear patterns of other subjugated species." Valzeth's response was cold. "Perhaps we need to speak in a language they do understand." He ordered a tactical scan of the Sol system. What he saw next froze him. Earth wasn't the soft, green ball they thought it was. On Luna, there were weapons platforms, hundreds, shielded and armed with particle lances and kinetic barriers. On Mars, hangars opened like blooming metal flowers, revealing warships bearing Earth markings, black holes etched with the names of cities and mythological beasts. Athena, Shiva, Oppenheimer. And from Saturn's orbit, something massive began to decloak. The Aegis Horizon, Earth's flagship. Valzeth blinked. "Impossible. How we miss all of this?" "Camouflage, sir," Admiral Carrick murmured. "They've been hiding on purpose." Inside Earth Command's deep space bunker, General Nadia Reyes stood before the planetary fleet command table, smiling grimly. "For 100 years, we prepared for this," she said. "Every leap forward, every colony ship, every AI, done in secret. We knew we weren't alone, and we knew what usually happens to civilizations like us." President Okafor nodded. "We stayed quiet. Let them think we were cute, chaotic apes. All while we built teeth." Earth's orbital grid came online. Solar-fed plasma cannons rotated into alignment. Interception swarms rose from the asteroid belt like silver locusts. Thousands of satellites turned their sensors toward the Empire's fleet. Then Earth spoke again. The channel opened. A single figure stood in front of a command console aboard the Aegis Horizon. A man with salt and pepper hair, wearing no medals, just a simple Earth Navy jacket. "Executor Valzeth," the man said, "I'm Admiral Boone. You came here expecting submission. Instead, you found us ready." Valzeth snarled, "You mock the Empire with your jokes and games." Boone smiled. "No, Executor, you're the joke. And the punchline is this. With a wave of his hand, Boone triggered a simulation. A holographic projection mapped the Empire's dreadnought and displayed exactly how Earth's AI could dismantle it. Every weak point, every exploitable flaw, every blind spot. Valzetha's lower eyes twitched. Boone continued, calm as thunder before a storm. You thought we were primitive, but we're the species that looked at a death-filled galaxy and said, bring it. You came to conquer, but we came prepared. The Empire bends the knee. On board the envoy of Dominion, silence reigned. Executor Valzeth watched the hologram of his flagship being deconstructed, virtually, by Earth's artificial intelligence. Point by point, the simulation outlined how each subsystem could be compromised, not with brute force, but with understanding. Earth knew how the ship thought. Even worse, they were still joking. A second screen appeared, Earth's message to the galaxy, now uploaded across public Imperial networks. A split-screen image. On the left, the Executor, snarling. On the right, a toddler in a toy spaceship, giggling while pressing buttons. Caption: Invader versus Innovator. Valzetha's fists trembled. They're not just resisting, he growled. They're dismantling our image. Sir, Admiral Karek said carefully, half our auxiliary fleet AIs have defected to Earth's network. They are fascinated. They've never encountered such creativity. The Executor turned. You mean madness? Karek didn't respond, but the look on his face said everything. Meanwhile, on Earth, the final move had been made. Human ships had not fired a single shot, but they had acted. Earth's cyber ops infiltrated the Empire's public networks. They didn't destroy anything. They leaked information. To every planet the Empire ruled, Earth sent a stream of truth. Documented atrocities, forced species hierarchies, suppressed cultures. Then Earth followed with something no one expected. Cat videos, cooking shows, stand-up comedy, video essays about philosophy, democracy, rebellion, and hope. The oppressed didn't just see resistance, they felt it. Laughter became a weapon, and across the stars, the Empire's grip began to slip. Valzetha's communications lit up in red. Sectors 14 through 19 were in open revolt. Planetary governors were going dark. AI minds once loyal to the Empire were now quoting human philosophers. The Executor turned to his staff, breathing heavily. Enough. We will destroy Earth. Now. Before he could speak the final command, the screen changed again. Admiral Boone appeared, now seated calmly on Earth's flagship. We won't let you, Valzeth, Boone said. But we're not here to wipe you out either. That's your way. Ours is different. Valzeth spat. You lecture us? Boone leaned in, expression like steel wrapped in silk. You came to demand tribute. Here's ours. Culture, curiosity, and comedy. You came expecting fear. What you found was a species that laughs when cornered and sharpens knives between punchlines. A beat of silence. Boone folded his hands. You don't have to surrender. Just step back. Rebuild. Start listening instead of barking orders. But if you do want war, we'll give it to you. And we'll win. Not just with weapons. He tapped the console. With us. All of us. The screen went black. Valzeth sat down for the first time in hours. Not in defeat. In realization. He had misread Earth not just militarily, but fundamentally. They didn't laugh because they were weak. They laughed because they were free. Weeks later, the envoy of Dominion departed. The Empire, humiliated, began reforms. Censorship broke. Oppressed worlds sparked revolutions. And humanity? They uploaded a final video to the Galactic Net. A child laughing. A cat swatting a miniature Imperial flag. And a caption. First contact, nailed it. The galaxy would never be the same. Because it had met humanity. And humanity had laughed.